So anyway, tonight we are going to watch God and Buddha Are Friends. uh, awesome short film, written, directed, produced by Anthony Ma. Asian American Jim Carrey, among many other things. But yes, we're gonna do a Q&A afterwards, so please stick around, and hopefully you guys will enjoy. Okay, well, please give a round of applause to God and Buddha Are Friends. Amazing work. I'm gonna introduce you guys. We have a writer, director, producer Anthony Ma in the house. Yay! Uh, we've got Ethan Wang, who plays Andy, aka Little Anthony. We have Emilie Ong, who plays what was her character? Esther. The friend, the awesome friend. And then we have, last but not least, Karin Anna Chung with Momo, who plays Judy, aka Anthony's mom.
And the real Judy was here.
Yeah, where did the real Judy go? Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, welcome. This is really cool that you guys could join us. You guys started this journey with film festivals earlier this year at Borrego Springs Festival, right?
Correct. And then we had our LA premiere at New Filmmakers at the bottom of April. And then May was quite crazy for us, Asian American Month, right? So then LA Asian, we also went to SF, and then we went to Houston. And then we're going to go to New York in August. But yeah.
Super cool. Congratulations. I know this story is very personal, based on a true story. I read that it's 90% true. So I want to know what the 10% that's not true is.
Okay. All everything was true. Sorry, let me backtrack. So I was taken to Christian pastor's home with my mom's friend, Auntie Huiming, who is her best friend from Taiwan. She didn't actually live here, so that part was not true. But she did take me to the Christian pastor's house. And then we spent the day with him. We did go to a pizza parlor. We did play arcade games, and we had, him warn us not to play certain types of games. And at that point, I felt like it was already sort of weird, as a 7-year-old. And then when we did go back to his place, he told me that I should probably take off my Dragon Jade, which I did. And when I got home, I was terrified because as a 7-year-old, you believe in anything. You believe in Santa Claus, you believe in Buddha, you believe in God. So I thought Buddha would have been mad at me if I had gone back into my Buddhist home, walking in there without my Dragon Jade. So seeing Ethan there terrified while mom was praying to Buddha, that was exactly me during that time. So I always laugh when I see that scene, although it's quite sad. You got it there. But that happened, and then the very next day, I don't want to say the very next day, it's very clouded. A few days later, we went back with Auntie Huiming, and my mom demanded to speak to that pastor. And the pastor had a very civil conversation at first, and then it just went to a place where he started criticizing Buddhism, and then it just became a yelling match. There wasn't tongues being spoken, but I did go to a church later on in life, a Pentecostal church, where we did speak in tongues, where we did go to revivals, where we were also healed by healers, and we were on the floor shaking, feeling that kind of energy. So I felt like there were bits and parts of that I wanted to put into that moment. So no tongues were spoken, but the guy did chase us out into the car. I remember I was in that same position doing this, looking at him as we're driving and backing out, and he's just yelling at my mom as we drove out. So yeah, that was probably 90%, right?
Did he actually say
true.
the thing about Chinese?
I couldn't hear him by then. Probably that was probably in my imagination. Yeah, but yeah, yeah.
Wow. That's yeah. I mean, when I,
Yeah, right. It was quite traumatic, right? Yeah.
I mean, in an interview, you said this was basically your therapy. This is like a traumedy.
Yes.
Yes.
Right. It was a traumedy, definitely. But I think you saw that same. I felt like when I wanted to revisit this, yeah, sure, it could have been a drama, but then writing this with a comedic angle, and like you said, I'm inspired by Jim Carrey when I was a kid. I've always had a thread of like comedy in everything that I do. So writing this with a comedic lens was quite therapeutic because I had to not only see it through an actor's lens, but like, why did this Christian pastor do the things he did? But it, framed a quite a good theme for this picture. And the theme was protection. Why was he going so far as like protecting me or, the people that, was in his church? So, and why did my mom protect me so hard with all these like superstitions and wearing red underwear and wearing a dragon jade and stuff? But yeah, it was therapeutic in that kind of way, finding out.
You're not supposed to know about the red underwear.
Right.
Yeah. I also understand this was kind of like you had taken a break from filmmaking for a while, and this was kind of your return to it, right? In a way.
Yeah.
With this crew?
So Grace and I have been friends forever. We've been in a feature together, right? Oh, I don't have my red bracelet, but we have jades.
My friendship
We've got
bracelet
jades.
with him.
We got jades. Yeah, so I've been predominantly acting for, I want to say 15 plus years now. And then when I first got out of high school, or even during high school, we were making films. And part of the crew is the same crew from my high school crew that I essentially just reunited with and called back to come and please help me. We have a great shorthand already to make this film. So it was a reunion of sorts. I felt like, you know what, I really want to step into the director's chair officially, and I really need a team that I fully trust, that I have a shorthand with, and I fully respect to tell me that I'm doing a bad job so I could pivot another way. And I found my community, my tribe through this film, and new family members as well through this film too. So yeah.
Can we talk about how they came together, how your cast came together? And you also had Janet Shea and Tamara Meskman and Jim Meskman, and
Yeah.
talk about how this all came together.
And when I talk about like community, a community is truly like without this community, like we own the eighth. There's a lot of people that attend We Own the Eighth that are like friends of this community that really helped build this film. We also couldn't have found these two talented human beings over here without this community, because through Ethan, we did, a regular breakdown post on social media, and our friend Todd over here, who is a wonderful coach for many young ones out in this LA area, Ethan included. He sent out maybe like eight of your boys. Yeah, right. Yeah, for both as well. Right, all right. So like 8 boys and a lot of you had more girls during that time, right? And then Emily was suggested by another friend of ours. You guys may know of Andrew Ge, who shared the stage with Emily. I think Emily, you played.
He was my stage dad.
There you go. Right, and Andrew was like, you have to have Emily come in and audition. So when they both came in. And you guys can share what had happened, but like we had immediately, like we saw this energy in Emily where we needed a older sister vibe, a protector kind of vibe, and she came in with not only that, but she had this professional vibe that was already instilled in her. She was more professional than us. She felt like a 30-year-old in a 12-year-old body. Ethan came in, and during those casting sessions, we had Karin come in as well and read with all our boys. And Ethan was the one that made her feel the most, most of our theme, which was protection.
He was like, who's
He was like, who do you feel like was the who do you think did the best? And I said, you mean who do I think I connected with the most? Where I forgot I was doing the scene? That would be Ethan. Like instantly you want to protect him, and he just has a very charming. I mean, all three of the callbacks, all of them, all the young gentlemen, they were amazing actors. They're just for this particular project, and also, I didn't know we were shooting a comedy until we're done. So I thought it was very serious. So I was like, okay, I connected, it's very serious, but it turned out like it's amazing. Ethan's very talented and Emilie's very talented. Like Anthony really casted two amazing young actors. And what a blessing it is to get to watch them grow, and to give some good advice and possibly some not great ones, but I'll try. It's really good to see you guys. So good too. So good.
I'd be so curious. I mean, if you have more to say, but I'd be curious to learn how you guys prepared for your roles, actually.
So basically, obviously, I had to memorize the script. That's like baseline. But I like to memorize it like so much. So then it's kind of like a second nature, and then forget everything. So basically, what I do is like I memorize it so much that it's like a second nature, and then I forget everything. So then it comes out more natural instead of like robotic. Because sometimes you go to stuff and like it's just so not real. It's like so not real. Right. So that's what I like to do. Also, because of our instant connection, it was a lot easier. Also, I also do kind of. I kind of am like Karin. I also do build off of like other people's things. So like to have me be good, I also need everybody else to be good.
Amen to that.
How were we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like the best advice I've heard in the business in a long time.
She also came in. We didn't give her any choreography for every move I make, right?
Oh, yeah.
Would you find something online?
That was what I auditioned with for the song. Yeah. It was actually my dad. Thank you, Dad. So during the audition, you sent us the song and you told us to sing it, I believe. And then so we found the song on YouTube, and there was this Christian choir or something. I don't know. They were just kids dancing, and yeah, I just did that.
That was convincing. You got it. Yeah. Thanks to your musical background. There you go. You had it.
I believe it's called body worship.
Yeah.
For those of you who grew up in church.
The question was, how did you prepare for this role?
Obviously, I had to memorize the script, and because Todd gave me the script, of course. And I quite memorized it in a few days, and then I went to the audition that I don't know, but like at least I got chosen.
It's funny because I remember during our callback, I was asking you a lot of questions, trying to just get to know you because we'll be working together for 4 weeks, and I realized how new Ethan was to this world of just filmmaking in general. I had asked him, "Who's your favorite actor?" Do you know what he said? I think it's Todd. I'm like, oh yeah, Todd's my favorite actor too. But you know what I mean. But yeah, it's Todd.
I said that.
So I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah, you trained him well. Trained him very well, Todd.
My coach.
That's super cute. I got to work with Ethan very very briefly, so I know how present you are. Yeah, you're a natural.
Yeah, we kind of met in the Pyrites thingy. Yeah.
Ethan just did the run of the Pyrex at Hollywood Fringe. Yes, yes, and I think we had announced that 2 months ago or something. Yeah, 3 months ago. But anyway, Ethan was part of that the stage reading. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and you are kind of new to acting, right? You've done. I saw on your IMDb you had like 2 other credits. Do you know what IMDb is?
No, I don't know. What?
Well, I think you were in one other film prior to God and Buddha, but God and Buddha was your biggest role
Yeah.
at that time. And then now you've been on YouTube and TikTok with
Yeah.
Alan Chow's videos. You have a huge following now. You have a lot of fans, right?
I have a lot
And
of
you've been on
subscribers.
stage now, right? So, and he did his own choreographed dance out here at the community night with Cape and Anti-Gravity here, and got more fans too, right? So, yeah.
Wow.
I also have a lot of subscribers on my YouTube account.
Dang. That's actually like money these days. Yeah. Having subscribers, followers, that equals currency.
Yeah, but somehow we didn't get the money. Because my mom never get the email.
Well, we're gonna have to work on that, I guess. Emily, what about you? How's your social media game?
I don't know. You have to ask her.
Well, she's recording something, I think, for your Instagram right now. Amazing. I know, well, Karin, you mentioned you grew up in church, so this must have been interesting for you to play a Buddhist.
Not really. I grew up a missionary kid, so I was very exposed to a lot of different religions, and I was brought up by a dad who wasn't like, he wasn't a weird missionary. He was very like, you know, he was a medical missionary, so he would give free medical care to people, rich or poor, and it's kind of like Doctors Without Borders, but then he would say, you know, by the way, we have services on Saturday, Sundays at these times. You can join us if you like. You don't have to, but we still treat you. So that's what I was brought up with. So this is like not. You would think I would be weird doing it, but I'm like, oh, cool. I was like, all right.
I think she did a lot of preparation that Karen's such a dedicated actress that she went beyond what I expected in preparation. So she was like, "Can I get your mom's number? Can I text her like every day?" And I asked her,
What's your favorite
question,
music?
What's your
What you
favorite
used to
like
watch
music
back in the
from
90s?
the 70s when you were in Taiwan?
What's
And
your
she's
favorite
like,
Chinese singer?
yeah. My mom's like, I don't remember.
You don't
at
say
all.
these words with your attitude.
Yeah, but I as far as the Buddhist like traditions go, I remember the very first day was our altar scene. So my mom had a very specific way of kneeling and praying. So they practiced that maybe a few times or. For practicing that.
Down on my knees for like 5 hours.
Yeah. That was a long day, the first day, but yeah. Right. Yeah, we were sort of in a hurry to get started, but my mom and Karin wanted to get the praying right, and I'm like, okay, fine.
Sorry, microphone. It's been a while. Hi, Mike. It's something. If it's something a person does every single day and they're so used to it, it should come naturally. So if in any way I feel uncomfortable doing it, that's telling me like I'm going to look uncomfortable. So I wanted to make sure that I was doing it right, especially since this is so important to her that she's like, praying. She gets into that serious. Yeah. And also, I didn't know it was a comedy.
You didn't have to. It was fine.
I
It's funnier
might
that
have
way.
needed like some therapy after. I think. I was so serious, like I couldn't stop crying the first scene, which was that angry scene. I know it was just a no, mostly MOS, kind of just mumbling, but that was pretty intense. I'm sorry, Ethan.
It made me cry.
Yeah, Ethan, we had to hug for a while after.
So those were real tears.
So then after I said, to be a healthy actor, you also need to train to learn to not go that far too, And that's partially my fault. I'm learning also as an older actor around kids and stuff that we also have a responsibility for younger actors, whether younger by age or not. Like we have to really, when we know these tools to be healthy, to protect them emotionally, mentally, we have to do it too. We have to let them know.
But I think that was really cool about Ethan was that he could receive that kind of energy in the scene. Because you were already like, right? And he was feeding off of that. And then afterwards, you just forgot about it. Alice, were you traumatized by that? No, you were fine, right? You don't remember? You don't remember?
That's good.
He blocked it out already.
I said you got to just let it go after, especially emotional scenes, because that's connected to not your real life, Not in those smart words, though.
So you guys took 4 weeks?
We took 3 weekends and then like one other day for just pickups. But yeah, one weekend was our San Gabriel shoot, and then we had like this one, I want to say like this guy bought this abandoned office building and then decked it out with just a dentist set, a doctor set, and when we did the pizza parlor set up in this building, and they had some decent sets, but their bathrooms were completely disgusting. They did not clean anything. So that was the first day that we had Jim and Tamara, who plays the pastor and the pastor's wife, and Janet Shea come in to film. And they had some words for us. So it's not going to be like this. The next weekend we did the pastor's house, which was a very, very, very nice house from a very nice family that let us like bombard their house for 2 days. But yeah, it was abandoned, and then the guy bought it.
I didn't know it was abandoned.
Yeah, it was also probably haunted too. Just kidding, I don't know.
Okay.
Added to the traumedy.
Right.
Oh man. Speaking of that sequence with the slow motion, I think I've seen this. This is my 3rd time watching this, but every time I watch this, it's always that sequence that's so good, and especially like having seen it on a big screen with all the spit flying out and stuff. It's so good. Yeah, I as an audience member felt like you did a really good job at bringing us into that tension. And like I was literally like, yeah.
I'm glad because I'm glad it happened naturally too, organically, because we were like planning out the shots of when we should start the slow motion. And we could have went about that scene in totally different routes, because at first, like our DP, our editor, our composer, our post-production doctor, Ryo Shina, the guy that wears many hats, that guy was suggesting it to be more kinetic. We'd be just on one camera, like shooting Jin, and shooting Ethan, then shooting Karin, then shooting Ethan again, and and just one shot. But I felt like comedy plays so much better in like still shots like this, and maybe like pans and here and there. So then that's what I really felt like when I was a kid watching them just argue. Just everything was just so loud and like in your face, and I would just like look at one person and then just look at another person, and they're just going just ferocious. So I felt like just those memories really inspired how we put things together visually. But they did it so well. I remember Jim said like I'm just only going to do one spit take, and then I told Ethan for sure. I was like, Ethan, don't laugh, okay? We only get one take of this, all right? And then, he did it, he like a bulldog. And I remember you tried your best, and you sort of see it too. You're about to laugh, and we cut right away from it. Luckily, it was slow motion, so we're good. Yeah.
Oh man.
I still remember Anthony talking to Jim. Yeah. Yeah, I was right there, and then I walked away.
Wait, during that
When, no, I just remember you were telling him, okay, can you do this? And then he was like, yeah.
Okay. And luckily, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Take one there.
It was really good. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it grossed me out sitting in the audience.
I told him he could spit on my face. I was like, go ahead, it's okay.
But
I
also-
won't look disgusted.
Karen looked really ferocious.
Oh, I let it all out.
Yeah.
I was like, if you're coming after my son, let me show you what's going to happen. Okay? Pretty face, not going to be so pretty no more. Okay? Yeah. No, I would let the mom come out for sure. And whatever I was angry about, I was like, let it out. And pain, I have chronic pain from car accident back in 2011 and 2010. Oh my God, it's been a while. It's good, I'm forgetting. But I just like, usually you have to hold back pain and stuff. I was like, let it all out. Tired, let it all out. Couldn't sleep, let it all out. Cried last night, let it all out. Yeah.
Also, that car accident was one of the reasons why we couldn't have an actual, like, car being driven by her.
Well, I don't
But
have my license.
That too.
I can drive. I
Yeah.
just never got a license again because I.
And also, we didn't want to continue. If we had to have like a car and drive it around town, it wouldn't be safe for these guys. And also, we would hate resetting and over again. Okay, go back to that like our first point to reshoot a take.
It's not legal.
So then we did everything in green screen. I don't know. I'm sure like the eagle eye filmmakers could see like that it probably looked. I know Zenas was like, yeah, there's something there. It's iffy, but like yeah, everything was green screen in all the car driving scenes.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess next time I go watch it, I have to
Yeah.
look
Just
for
like,
that.
oh, there's an
I
inconsistency
did drive
there.
up to the house.
Yeah, that was cool. No, that was a.
I freaked them
that
out because I
was-
backed up. I
that
go,
was
"No, I
VFX
all
too.
the time. I love driving. I drive in the mountains. I just can't drive anymore because I can't control the wheel. My wrist hurts all the time.
Yeah.
I can't, and yeah.
You did
And Judy
really
swapped
good
with
coming
you.
up the hill and down the hill.
Yeah.
And backing up.
Yeah. And they're like, here, where did you do that? I go, I'm all right. I miss this, actually. I miss driving. It just hurts when I drive for more than like 5 minutes,
I mean, it was really convincing because the first time I watched it, I remember having that thought, oh, Karen's driving. Oh, she
Yeah.
must be fine.
But back out the camera, and then you'll see like 4 other people. I think Vic, you were one of them, like just pushing the car to make it more natural.
It's
And then
so
Rio going, okay, like up, okay, down, up, down. Yeah.
He went over a bump.
Yeah.
She went over
A bump.
Yeah, Rio was like on it. Like whenever the
Yeah.
car, she would repeat the same bump
Right.
whenever.
Yeah.
I think, Daniela, weren't you also pushing on the thing? Yeah.
Oh, so Daniela and Victor were also part of the crew.
Daniela was our co-producer. Vic was our VIP driver. So he drove Karen, Janet Shave back and from set, also PA'd and helped us tremendously. And he played background as a bartender that got scared and terrified from the story. And obviously Todd's the coach of this young talented one. And I also reached out to YJ for some sound help, and he suggested a person. I forgot whom. I'm sorry, but she was wonderful, but then we couldn't afford her. But yeah. So it's very community based over here. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yo-Yo also did.
Oh, and of course,
in lots of
Yo-Yo.
things,
I'm so sorry. This is terrible. Yo-Yo, my wife, not only did she PA, but she had to listen to all my bitching and moaning, like at the end of the day. And yeah, that's the biggest job. Yeah, for sure. So thank you. What's that? I said a bad word. Sorry. Did I? My bad.
There are children
My bad.
here.
I complain. My complaining and moaning. Sorry, yes. Emily.
You better apologize to the parents right
Oh,
now.
and sorry. Sorry, Vicky. Sorry, Amy.
I was gonna say about Janet. Like, Grace, were you in Taiwan when we were in Taiwan when I met Janet? During Berlitz Mall?
Maybe.
Okay, like she was one of the only, besides Grace, obviously we're like friends. Um, uh, when I was doing Better Luck Tomorrow film and we're traveling with it, one of the only women that stood out that I was like, she is so cool, was Janet Shea. It's so random, and this is like maybe 20 something years ago. And then when Anthony told me, hey, I thought of, I don't know if you know Janet Shea. I was thinking about her playing, the best friend. And I'm like, Janet from Taiwan, the one that does that Discovery, it was like that show, right? I'm like, I love Janet. She's like the only person I remember. I'm like, how random is that? That he's like, Janet's gonna play your best friend. I'm like, yes. Awesome.
Immediate kinship. Okay, can I tell the story of when I first approached Karin
Yes,
about
please.
playing my mom? My mom, obviously, very overprotective. I was only child, single mom, so we were very close. Obviously, this is true. So she's a superwoman with a lot of fiery energy. I needed someone to match that. I obviously knew Karin from we were in staycation together, right? And that's where we met, and we became quick friends from we became quick friends.
I was there when they were talking about writing when they came up with doing Staycation.
Yeah,
with
right.
Toulouse at the opening of
Yeah.
Asian American Film Festival, the LA one.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So it had been years, like maybe 2018, since we did Staycation, right? And when we started, I reached out to her at 2023, sometime in 2023. Yeah, and then
November-ish.
I don't know where your headspace was at during that moment, but then I called you, and then I said, would you be interested in playing my mom in this very personal story? And then she started crying, and then she said, fuck you, Anthony. Sorry, another bleep, another bleep you, Anthony. I was going to quit acting. Yeah.
Cast it correctly.
Yeah. So then I was like, okay, great. She's gonna do it. And she that's how we got your mom. Yeah. And then Janet was just another, cherry on top.
I think it was like just a week before Anthony called me, I was just thinking like, you know what, I miss acting. I was thinking about getting back into it, but I wasn't sure. But it was like a decisive time. I can't even remember anymore what exactly I said, but yeah, it was just really weird that he just called, because it was like the next day. The next day I was just taking some serious consideration on what I want to do, if I want to continue, or what I didn't know,
So don't quit acting, Karin, please.
I don't know. Make more people cry.
She's gonna cry.
No, I'm not.
She's trying really hard
I'm
not
not.
to. We love you, Karin.
I'm not crying. I would let
You
you know.
make Ethan cry. If you cry, Ethan's gonna cry.
Hi, Ethan.
Hello.
What's up?
For those who don't know about Staycation, that's a indie feature that Anthony and I worked on back in 2016 that premiered in 2018. And this is where this bracelet is from. My character wore it, and he gave it to me, like both in real life, and his character gifted it to me. So anyway, but I totally forgot that's how you guys met.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We might have met before, but. Oh, and then this necklace, which is crazy, this jade necklace. Did I tell you about this? Did I tell you about this?
No.
So, when he called me in February, my dad was like, I want to sell the house. And my mom had passed away 2014, from cancer. And she wore this every single day of her life. Now I'm going to cry. My dad gave this to me right when we started the whole film festivals. Because when she passed away, he took it, and I never saw it until. And this whole year, he could have given it to me, but it was so random. You're saying it's serendipity. It's pretty crazy. And she was Christian, and it's jade, and it's not the devil.
Amen.
See, I tell you when I'm going to cry. Weak sauce.
This is going. Oh man. Yeah, I when I learned that Karin had been cast for this, because you put you did a Seed and Spark campaign. Yeah, and I remember when I learned of Karin being cast for this, I was like, oh wow, cool, that's so awesome. Yeah, because you know Karen's been you've been kind of MIA from the acting scene. I mean, even with Staycation, it was you were a little MIA then too.
Yeah, I wasn't active. She's like, it's a short scene. I'm like, oh, cool. So I like, yeah, shaved my head, hot pink. I'm like, yeah. They're like, for a small scene? I'm like, yeah, it's a character, you know?
Commitment.
Like, go for it. Hey, if you're gonna commit, commit. Otherwise, if you have commit, it's gonna look like you have commit, right?
She literally has like a cameo in this feature, and she committed so hard that she like bleached her hair, dyed it like vibrant magenta or what? Yeah,
It's like hot pink.
yeah, it's hot
It
pink.
was hot pink and then shaved on the side.
And then we had you also dye your hair and cut your hair into whatever my mom's
Yeah,
hair
90s
was
mom
back in
hair.
the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
90s mom, deep cherry brown hair.
So there's a thing going on there. Yeah.
I would
The
say it's
hair
not my
creates the
husband's
character.
favorite cut. My husband was like, I'm not sure about this one.
And Anthony's mom has lavender hair now, so
She has majorly purple hair. You can find her in any room. It's like that kind of purple, literally. So
I like
so
it.
yeah,
so is there going to be like a sequel with her current hair, and then Karin can
quite
dye her hair?
possibly.
I would go purple.
Let's see if your husband likes the purple.
Yeah, before I got my hair dyed, Anthony's like, hey, I'm thinking about this haircut. What do you think about it? He like sent me the picture, and he's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. He's like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, I don't know. Like, does my character love it? Because she loves it. I love it. It's not me. Doesn't matter what I like, right? She loves that hair.
Grateful for it. And you had a haircut too, right?
Yeah.
Because it wasn't as permed, right? And then we straightened it a little bit.
Yeah, I think so.
I had the bowl cut when I was a kid, so yeah.
What did you think about that bowl cut, Ethan?
What'd your friends think?
No offense, but
Don't continue that sentence.
Okay, some things don't
But
need
what?
to be said.
Is there a way I
friends
asked it?
said they don't like it.
Your friends? It's good. It's the old hairstyle. Traditional.
Guess
You look
what?
great now.
It's like coming back now, so you know they're gonna soon learn that they're wrong. I don't think the bowl cuts. I don't think the bowl cuts ever coming back. Did you have to get a haircut, Emily?
Nope.
Awesome.
Well, I'm kind of getting the bowl cut right now. I feel like it's a bowl cut right now.
It's more stylish. And you have a good dye going on too. Your mom did well. It's not?
It's my swimming.
Yep.
The chlorine.
Chlorine.
Chlorine
swimming.
makes my hair brown.
Cool. Looks good.
That's people pay money to do that.
I paid for mine.
Sorry.
But my dye is free.
Yeah, right? Because your mom had to help you with it, right? Gotcha.
Also, you get free exercise with it. He gets exercise with his dyed hair because of the chlorine in the pool.
Cool.
I am curious if you two have any upcoming projects.
Can you
Can you
talk
talk
about?
about a project you got? Is that what you're doing?
No, I don't know.
celebrate
It's
and-
not. It's not booking season yet.
Well, we're going to New York to watch you in something, right? 'Cause-
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do a cabaret at Don't Tell Mama in New York. Yeah.
Oh, that's super cool. When is that?
The same week as the film.
Is everyone going?
I think
We're going here.
I was.
All of us here.
My schedule's looking like I can't, but
I can watch
We're gonna
Momo
see.
for you.
Oh no, I need him. He doesn't need me. I need him. Well, I gotta see. But now that I know that, right? Yeah, just go.
Well,
It's your upcoming project.
oh, it's maybe like I have one more the Pirates show coming up, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
What do you play in the Pirates show?
Dexter, as the kid.
You mean Dexter, the what? Oh, what is Dexter? What is the
I'm a
character?
kid.
He's the
Cool.
he's the kid. Didn't you hear him? The Pyrex is based on a true story about a Taiwanese American matriarch who chooses to end her own life with self-euthanization, and Ethan plays Dexter, who is the grandson of Ying Ai, the main character, and and the show will be at Little Tokyo Library Branch.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Do you know the date? We'll
IDK.
keep you posted.
It's probably this week or something. I don't know.
Oh, you don't know yet? Okay. Todd, do you
Mom,
know?
Mom probably knows.
Oh, July 12th.
Oh.
So it's not this week.
Next week.
Next week.
Oh man, I really wanted to see it, but I don't think I can. July 12th, the Pyrex, Little Tokyo. What do you know? What time?
Gideon.
Okay, probably afternoon, right?
The show is very emotional.
Very emotional.
Yes, very, very. Like, I mean, very.
When I got to work with Ethan very briefly during a rehearsal, there was this very heavy scene that happens. Oh man, as soon as he hugs me, like the character I was playing, not supposed to cry. But as soon as he hugs me, I'm like, I want to cry, because he's so he's so present, and yeah, and he really served that's, I think you served that story very well, so I'm really glad they brought you on board. 3 p.m. Okay, 3 p.m. July 12th. The
Yay.
Pyrex, Little Tokyo Library.
Yay.
What next projects do you have coming up, Anthony Ma?
Voiceover.
There's something I can't talk about, but it is on
exciting.
Netflix and it's
That's always-
animated, and it's the second season of it that I'm in. But it's an integral minor role. That's a voiceover role. But other than that, I dub a lot of Korean dramas. So if you just set the language to English, you'll probably hear my voice in one of them, in some of them. But as far as I'm writing a feature. I have just finished an action comedy with another friend of ours, James Tang, that we're hoping to pitch around town at the moment.
Is
And
that the one I participated in the table read for?
is that the Brothers Lin?
Uh,
It's a wedding.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, those are that's what's happening, and yeah, those are the
Exciting.
projects.
Very cool.
Karen.
Mm, mm, mm.
I'll call you.
Yeah, I think
IDK?
well, I'm trying to think. I'm having an aneurysm. No, I was writing something for a long time. I don't. But a little music, a little everything really. But that's nothing on the horizon.
Karin is such a talented musician, singer, songwriter. Like during the pandemic, she wrote like a vault of hundreds, maybe even thousands of
I went nuts.
songs.
I
Our
went nuts.
staycation soundtrack was mainly her
Oh yeah, I have
songs, no?
some. Well, Tanush said at one point he put all my music as the entire soundtrack, and then I was like, "You are bad doo-doo crazy," you know. And then ended up he put two of them. He put two of the songs in there. So the opening scene song is one of my songs, and then the middle montage song is one of my songs when I was with Babyface's group for a bit. for a little short period of time. I was with his representation, and they helped me record that song. It was supposed to be in Better Luck Tomorrow, or they're trying to get into Better Luck Tomorrow as a closing song, but they didn't pick that, which is funny. Tanuja ended up picking 2 songs that had to do with Sundance. The other one I wrote while I was at Sundance doing children's theater, same year during BLT. So it was like crazy, weird. 15 years ago, the songs are like 15 years old, and they're in staycation.
Cool. Well, we have we're gonna do Q&A now. So if you guys have any burning questions, please raise. Robert.
Thank you, Rob. Oh no! What? What did I say? I am like, if that's a religious question, because we've been asked this before, by the way, at our Borrego. No, but I am spiritual. Yeah. Let's just say that. But we did have the question in our premiere, like, what do you guys believe in now? You know, so we had to ask that, right?
Yep,
Remember that?
somebody did ask that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first one they said, "What religion? Or if you guys are of any, are you guys really what you predict? What you are playing?" God, sorry. And it was interesting to find out. Yeah, I grew up Christian, but I'm very open to everything now. And then it was opposite. Everyone was opposite, right?
Yeah.
And then was it Jim?
I am actually Christian
Yeah.
though.
You're a Christian.
Yeah.
And then
Me too.
Jim is
Jim's Scientologist.
Scientology.
We had no idea.
Scientologist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of our weekends while we were filming at the house, luckily it was at a house, and there was Super Bowl weekend, and there was a bunch of commercials.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the commercials happened to be a Scientology commercial. And I think one of our crew members cracked a joke, like, "Oh, even they have a commercial?" And then Jim was like, "Yes, we can have a commercial too." We're like, "Oh, he's a
This
Scientologist."
cast just got more interesting for this
Right.
project.
Yeah. So we're all around. Yeah. Yes, please.
Excellent film.
Thank
I
you.
was very invested. And I guess my question is, as you screened this at different festivals, did you get any unexpected or memorable reactions from the audience?
I think the first thing that I can think of is from all my Taiwanese brothers and sisters. When they reacted viscerally to the song of "我的未来不是梦," that's a staple within Taiwanese culture, and that was one of the reasons why I chose to have that song. It was supposed to be Dancing Queen, all right? And we were seeing Dancing Queen on set to close our film out, but Dancing Queen, yeah, is expensive, but also
30,000.
was something that my mom danced to with another friend of hers that she used to go clubbing with and disco with. But with her and Hui Mingai's relationship being so, Taiwan born, I felt like, oh, you know what? I remember there was a day when Tom Chang is the singer of this, Zhang Yusen, right? Zhang Yusen, when he passed away, all of a sudden, I remember when it was about the same age, like 7 or 8. I remember my mom like crying, like the entire day, saying that Zhang Yusen just passed away. So there was that sort of connection. I was like, okay, then I think that's perfect to put this song in it. And once we put it into, the film, we were just like, it actually fits. It fits way better than Dancing Queen. But yeah, all of the reactions I got from Taiwanese watchers, and they loved it, and I that was something that I really felt valuable, and goes back to my roots. And yeah, it was a great nod of approval that I love hearing from my Taiwanese folk. So did you guys hear of any great reactions or memorable reactions?
Honestly, I kind of feel old. I don't remember anything.
The only thing I remember is someone, after we were hanging out for a while, she's like, so how do you know Anthony? We're in San Francisco. Like, how do you know Anthony? I'm like, oh, I was in a short. oh, what did you do in the short? I played his mom. What? Like, oh, okay.
This
Cool.
person didn't watch it or watched
She
it?
did.
You were that
I think she might have been from Daly City, maybe. Or, I don't remember, but she was, yeah. She was like, how do you know Anthony? 'Cause we were hanging out after. And I'm like, well, I'll take that as a good for acting, I guess. I don't know, right?
What about you? Any reactions from your friends? You brought a friend over, the LA Asian one, right? What did he think?
Phoenix? Was it Phoenix?
Oh yeah, Felix.
Yeah.
Okay, I said it wrong.
Oh
He said your hair was silly?
yes.
Yeah. That's it?
Yeah, he said, "Why was your hair like that? I thought your hair was curly."
Nice. That's a great reaction.
Then he also liked the movie.
Cool.
And he felt like a normal kid. But, yeah.
What about your sister? Has she said?
I think my sister didn't watch it. I don't know. Oh wait, yeah, my sister did watch it. He did not say anything because she's my sister. And she hates me.
People did say, which is what I told Anthony after we worked on, after the shooting part, that they said it was done very tastefully, like as far as addressing it. It's hard to do. I feel like it's really hard to address religion and then to address two and then to have them fight with each other. It's like, that could be an explosion, you know, but I think Anthony did it very gracefully and very non-offensive way. It was the most least offensive I've ever been with that much religion being addressed, I should say. And I think that's something that was said. It's like it was done in a way where it was very digestible and you're straight up talking about religion. Usually it's not, no.
Actually, that reminds me of something. At Borrego, we had very, very passionate. After watching this, they got very passionate about like, oh, I don't like how white people, you know, just conquer and colonize just by religion, right? Forget them. And I was like, that's not what this film is about. But thank you for supporting, you know. But yeah, that was a visceral reaction that I remember too. But yeah, just more negative. I like the positive reactions for sure. Yeah. Yeah, Todd.
Totally.
Because I was part of the just when we were preparing for Ethan and whatnot. I just want to ask how was your experience directing kids on set, and would you do it again?
I would definitely do it again, under your watch, because Todd was so helpful. You know, it was both our first time, obviously first time working together, right? And it was one of your first times on set for this long, for 3 weekends, 7 days, right? So yeah, we had to learn how to work together. And also, you know, as a 7-year-old, even me when I was a 7-year-old, even right now, I feel like I get, you know, spent after, you know, 5 takes in a scene. You know, I just want to go home, you know, kind of feeling, or like a lot of energy needs to be, you know, spent elsewhere. And one of our longer scenes, I had asked Todd, how do we approach that from all of like Ethan's angles? And this was something so just simple that, you know, like could have been thought of, but Todd obviously knew, and Todd was like, well, just shoot his coverage, but don't go throughout the entire scene. You know, just shoot all his faces that you need. So then what we did was, okay, Ethan, I went back on set. I was like, Ethan, give me face number 1. This is face number 1, right? Like happy face. And you're like, right? And then, okay, now do face number 2. And then we logged in what face number 2 was. And all right, face number 3 now. Oh, another face. So then, you know, in the edit, we just started like playing with it. And that was very helpful, Todd. And yes, I would work with kids again, for sure. I'd probably set experience. You know? Yeah. Yeah, but I would definitely work with your kids and Ethan again and Emily again for sure. So yeah. Hmm.
Well, hello, Anthony. Nice job. I
Thanks,
just have a few questions. As a first-time director, who were your influences in terms of what you decided that the filmic style that you took on, and what was your takeaway from the whole experience? Like, what would you remember, like the fond memories you had? Now that's over, what would you do differently, or what would you cherish? So
That's a great question. First up, when I sat down with Rio, we really looked at a lot of Coen Brothers stuff because they're very still. Their shots are always very, I would almost say like almost slow paced if they're like panning over, but even in their action sequences, it's always just like very still. It's not it's not shaky camera at all. So we felt like because I got to the Coen brothers because I was a huge fan of watching Barry and seeing that Bill Hader, first time director as well, and using that platform to expand on his, expand as a director. I was sort of inspired by him and listening to his podcast and how he said like I went into just watching a lot of Coen Brothers stuff, and I'm like, you know what? That's sort of the style that I really wanted to go into with God and Buddha as well. And it worked great. Especially if you watch Barry, there's a lot of scenes that are just action scenes that the actors are moving, but the camera's still. As far as this entire journey, I wasn't joking when I said that this was a huge like therapy session. I needed God and Buddha our friends, and this experience to really lift me up from a very dark place. And while we were making this film, I was literally reminded of just how lucky I was, or lucky I am, being in this community, having so many friends, having so many people that I love that also love me back, and growing through that process with these people that I have a shorthand with, that really, lifted up my spirits and lifted up my confidence in myself, because I had major imposter syndrome prior to this. And during the time of production, we were going through one of the hardest times and difficult times that I was going through. My wife was fighting stage 3 breast cancer during that time. So that just dropped on us during the Seed and Spark campaign, or 3 days into it. And I remember asking Yo-Yo, should I just stop this? And Yo-Yo was the one who's like, look, this is something that you dreamed about for so long. You need to get going and get at this. So luckily, she had some time between her therapy to join us on set. It just like so happened. And, she's never been on a set quite like this. So she was able to, in the middle of her therapy, help us get in and out burgers and stuff like that. But, you can always complain about like, oh man, filmmaking is hard, but filmmaking while battling cancer, dude, that gives you that reframes you, that reframes your strength, that reframes what you look at that is, negative in your life, that is probably just like things it cannot compare to cancer. You know what I mean? So all the depression and all the imposter syndrome was quite like just thrown out of this, out of here once I experienced this entire journey. And yeah, like I said, I grew a lot from this experience, not just filmmaking wise, but mentally, spiritually. And I think I'm a lot more mature. What did you guys say? Yeah? Am I mature?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Nice. But thank you.
Sorry, Momo's being weird. This is Momo. He's technically, Grace and I have a very complicated relationship because she is my son's grandma, and also my other dog's godmother. So you're also, and then I am also the godmother for your dog. So technically, I'm my own dog's grandmother's godmother. Wait, mother's godmother? It's very weird. It's the most complicated relationship I've ever had with animals and people. It is Momo.
Any closing comments?
Thank you guys for coming out. I know it's a lot of traffic on a Wednesday. All of you are some new faces here and some old friends. Thank you for coming out. Really, really appreciate it. And thank you, my cast and crew.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Grace.
That's awesome. Congratulations. It seems like you guys are going on a pretty nice festival run. So have fun in New York.
You will.
Hopefully
coming?
Karin can join.
I love New York.
You do?
I never, but I still love New York.
You're gonna watch a Broadway show?
Asian American International Film Festival. So it's our oldest one in this country, 48th year. Yeah, Cam. Yeah. in
The
May.
mom said we're gonna live there in a few days.
Yeah, you'll be there for maybe 4 days, 3 or 4 days.
You're gonna have to eat all the pizza and bagels and all the New Yorkie things you can eat. Cool. Well, thank you guys.
All right,
This
thank you
was super
guys.
fun. We're gonna do a picture. Should we do a picture now? Oh, ask and give. Okay. We do a thing called ask and give. If anyone has anything they need help with, if you want to make an ask, or if there's something you want to give, this is a time that we like to open up to the community. Nobody needs help. Nobody wants to be generous.
What's it? I feel like in a giving mood, but I can't. I don't know what people need right now. Yeah. Sure, hugs are great.
Aw. Karen's offering hugs. Oh.
I actually am. Wait. Am I currently doing it? Technically speaking. Okay. Technically speaking, I am currently doing this neurodivergent. Okay, I can't talk. Neurodivergent. Animation series for like supposedly like little kids, like like Disney Junior kind of age range, and so basically it's the producer and director and a lot of stuff is actually a bug scientist and professor. Yes. And so she made our neurodivergent things into bugs. So I'm like a robber fly. And yeah, so there's like we have dyslexia, we have autism, we have a bunch of ADHD. We have dyslexic. ADD and ADHD are the same thing, buddy. They're the same thing, except they decided to add an H and make it hyperactivity, but there's literally a slash.
She's schooling us right now.
So, yeah, yeah.
Where is it going to be? Discovery Channel or something like that?
Follow her on Instagram and you'll find out. What's your Instagram handle?
EMILIE.SY.ONG at, wait, that's it. That's, I was about to say my email.
Ask, give. Any plugs? Anything? Anyone want to promote anything?
I would love to watch anybody's films here, you know, and if you could send a screener or any kind of link. Rob, I know you guys have made, Rob, Emma, you guys have made something. I would love to watch that, you know, anything that you guys have made. If you want thoughts and opinions or what have you, fine, but you know, I just want to watch them because what I've found through just making films and going to film festivals, getting recharged with just community and just watching other people's films. This is something that I totally enjoy. Yeah, right. And yeah, just learning about each other through art, and through our pieces and yeah, so please, like, that's, I guess, not a give, that's an ask for me. You know, let me watch your films, please. You know,
Well, you offered feedback if they want.
yeah, if you wanted to, like, I that's the least I could do during, you know, yeah, if you need an actor, okay. I mean, we have some actors here. Todd's an actor too, right over here. You know, we're all here. So yeah, reach out to us.
Actor and a coach.
Your favorite
actor.
Because you were in the Kumon film. Bro, you were in Kumon.
Kumon musical was amazing.
Yeah, listen, it was way too early, but we are currently in discussion development for Kuban Musical with Buzz. So it's like a big media company that takes film. So, but it's way early. We're just in discussion, and then that could be something that could be with the actors for later. So, whatever you want.
You're gonna be in it, right?
No.
He looks like he's 7 still, but he's 9.
I'm going.
I know. The both have so much.
Cool. We'll look out for it. Cool. Very good casting.
You have any interest in improv, whether you want to learn or just, you know, see how you can get plugged in with these people, come.
Thank you guys.
All right.